All right, I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but I'm gonna test it out. And yeah, I'm gonna do a little stream. Let's see what happens, right? See how it goes. Yo, what's up? How is your Christmas going? Christmas Eve, actually. Take this off. Yo, what's up, man? Trinity. Where are you at, brother? I'm sure you're somewhere in Thailand or Vietnam or some place at the other side of the world. Take these off. Oh my God, Dublin, brother. Yeah, over there it must be freezing. Fucking rain. Probably worse weather than here. Over here we had some snow, which was really nice. Yeah, today it was snowing a little bit, but now it got so cold. And also there was a lot of rain too, man. Like last week. But man, how do you enjoy the weather in Dublin, or how is it for you? And bro, can you let me know if you can hear me? Because I'm testing this shit, and I actually don't know if like my voice is clear on this. The weather has been crap. Yeah, man, fucking winter. I mean, if you live usually in this time of the year. Yeah, I mean, if you live in this part of the world, right? The weather is gonna suck, and the winter is gonna be fucking shit. Awesome, thank you, bro. Thank you, man. I appreciate that you're watching, man. You were the first person that I saw pop up here. That's really funny. But yeah, man. I mean, winter really sucks in this part of the world. I mean, there's nice things, you know, like over here we have like nice cozy cafes, cozy restaurants, you know, a lot of places you can go indoors. Thank you, brother. Love you too, man. But yeah, I mean, it's still, you can't like go outside and enjoy yourself in the winter so much. You know, you can go out for like an hour or something, and then you want to go back home. You know, you don't want to stay out in the cold weather. So, and I haven't been back in like this type of weather for a couple of years now, because as you know, I lived in Portugal for a little bit. That's where I met you, man. Trini Explorer, man. I don't want to say your name, but yeah, you should check out his channel because he makes some really good videos. Let me cross the street real quick. Holy shit. Portugal, yeah. Portugal has really good weather, especially if you go down to the south. Even now, you know, we got a lot of sun, a lot of sunshine, nice beaches. You know, last year I was living in Spain, and the weather over there was really nice. I mean, we live near Malaga, and most of the days it was really sunny, and we could even go to the beach, you know, swim in the sea sometimes. But over here, you know, I'm living in Krakow, Poland for right now, for a little bit of time. And just, yeah, the weather is so different. And I had a different expectation when I came here. You know, I thought that, yeah, that it was gonna be nice. I mean, it is nice to live here, because Krakow is not like a big metropolitan city, and there's a lot of nice things in Krakow that you can enjoy during the winter. I would call, yeah, I would say Krakow is like a really cozy city. You know, like a city that, yeah, you could spend the winter and you could have a good time and you could be really comfortable. But still, the winter, you know, the winter is brutal. And I live with like a couple guys. These guys are like from warm countries like India and Morocco, just for a little bit right now, as I'm transitioning to living here for a longer time. You know, and yeah, some of these guys, for them it's really hell, because yeah, they're not used to the weather, and they don't know how to deal with this type of weather, you know, like you and I do. Because yeah, no, you grew up on an island in the Caribbean, man. So for you, completely different weather actually. But yeah, for me, like, I know how to cope with it. I know what to do to make myself feel happy in this type of weather. You know, and these guys, they come here from warm countries, and they don't expect the winter to be like this cold, and they don't know how to cope with it, and then they get depressed, and yeah, I can see it's like very difficult for them to live in a place like this, and they suffer, you know. And yeah, I have one friend from Morocco, and for him it's like really hard, man. And you could see it in his eyes how difficult it is to live in a place like Poland in the wintertime. Because in Morocco, I mean, you have cold areas if you go high enough, but most of where he is from, you know, it's nice and warm in the wintertime. So him coming here, it's like completely different weather. And I tell him, you know, take some vitamin D and take different type of supplements. You know, make sure you eat right, because yeah, diet is really important in the winter time. You want to make sure you're getting all the right nutrients. Yeah, it's so different. It's so different. I wonder if you miss, for example, Thailand or Vietnam, or all the places that you've been to. You know, because now you're in Dublin, man. So Dublin is like, I'm guessing it's very harsh also. Because yeah, I already miss Spain, man. I want to go back. I really don't want to live in Poland in the winter. And I sometimes tell myself, yeah, I want to come back and live here, but oh, that's nice. Yeah, but when I come back here, I'm like, nah, I don't really want to live here in the winter time. You know, the summer is so different. So different. Like, the summer here is actually a very nice experience. But the winter, like I said, it's quite brutal. Let's see. I can't think. Oh, you can't stop thinking about your Dublin or your Southeast Asia adventures. Yeah, man, I get that. It's a different life there. It's a different life, different pace of life also. Yeah, different pace of life, man. Like, for example, when I think of Spain and I think of the pace of life that they have there. Let me check, because there's a comment that I need to. I don't know what he said. Yeah, bro, sorry, I don't speak Ukrainian, so. Or maybe, yeah, that's Russian, I guess. Yeah, bro. So I left Spain. I don't know, because I was looking for a purpose. Like at the time we were living in Malaga, and I just, or not Malaga, like when I was living in Malaga, that was like 2 years ago. Everything was fine, you know. I had my routine. I was going to jiu-jitsu. I had like activities that I was doing every day, meeting friends and people. And then, yeah, you know, I met my girlfriend. And then we had a kid, and we decided to move to like a smaller town in above Malaga. They're called Victoria, no, Rincon de la Victoria. And it was just like a one street town. You had a couple cafes, couple restaurants, and obviously the beach. And it's like a really cool town to live in when you're retired. But for like a young person like me, I felt like I needed to do things. I needed to be engaged. I needed some activities, you know, because I'm not retired. I'm not like an old man. You know, I need to be engaged and to be doing stuff. I think that's like a urge that you have when you're young, right? And what happened is, yeah, we had a rental contract until the end of summer, or until June. So we rented for like half the year for the winter time. And yeah, I just got by. I did my things. I had a routine too, but I didn't have a purpose. And I was trying to find a place where I could have a purpose. And then me and my girlfriend got into a bunch of arguments. And then it was just really hard to decide where to go, because we weren't good, and we didn't really feel good in the place that we lived. We didn't have a purpose there. Also, we were about to have a child, so that just made everything complicated. And then we came back to Germany after we had the kid, or our little baby girl. She's amazing. And then yeah, in Germany it just got more confusing, because now we're in Germany. We're kind of stuck there. So I was like, okay, let's go back to Spain. And then the family got involved, and yeah, it got really complicated. We went to Malta recently, didn't like it there, and now I said, fuck it, you know, I'll just go to Poland, so at least we have a place to stay, because I know Poland a little bit. I know how to make money here, and then while we're here, we can think of the next steps. So that's how that all happened. Bro, you're not old, man. You're definitely not old, man. Or you don't look old. Maybe age-wise you are, but your energy and everything, man. I think you don't feel like, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell that you're old, you know. Botox. Yeah, that's right, bro. You got Botox. You got Botox. You got that shit that they shoot up in your boobs, you know, make you look all sexy and shit. That's why you went to Thailand, man, to get all that stuff done. I get it, because it's cheap over there. Got yourself a lady boy. Yeah, but yeah, man, I mean, some of us, I guess, get to the point where we're like, I think mostly for women it's like that. They, you know, because their values in their appearance. So when they get older, even my mom, man, she does this shit, Botox and whatever other things, you know, because when you get old as a woman, you start to lose that beauty, I guess, and you want to bring it back. So you get all that shit done. But yeah, it looks really ugly, honestly. But yeah, this is a big park. The camera quality is probably really bad right now. I'm sure of it, because I mean, this phone doesn't really do a good job at taking videos. But I got this big ass phone because I'm doing food delivery, and this phone has like just a huge battery. It's like over 5,000 mAh, you know, and a normal phone has around 2,000, 3,000. So yeah, this phone lasts like literally the whole day of like using it the whole time. So I can like stream and I can do deliveries at the same time, and it will last me for at least like 6-7 hours. And yeah, one thing I like about Poland or Krakow, I don't know so many other cities, or I haven't been to so many other cities, is that here there's a lot of parks and there's a lot of like nature. I mean, that's becoming less and less because they're building new buildings everywhere, and I see it. But still, Krakow is like one place where you can just take a walk, and yeah, you'll be in nature in like a couple minutes. You know, and another cool thing about Krakow is that if you want to raise your kids, you know, you always have like playgrounds, and they're literally everywhere, which is nice. There's also like indoor play places. So that's another reason why I thought Poland for right now would be a good choice, because yeah, if we bring our kid here, you know, my girlfriend has like so many different places to go to with her, and she can play with her and take her to different places. In Spain, it's a little bit weird because that's very limited. Like you have your outdoor playgrounds, and then you have your beach, right? But like that's basically everything in the south. And yes, they have like let me tell you about Poland. So for example, there are these things called kid play places, and it's basically like a cafe with a little area for the kid where they can play, and they have like interactive toys, sensory toys and shit like that, you know. And in Krakow there's a lot of facilities like this for kids, which is really cool. In Spain I didn't really see anything like that, but I understand because they have a completely different way of living. Like for the Spanish people, you know, you're not gonna stay home. You know, in Spain you're gonna go outside and you're gonna do stuff. You know, you either going to the beach, you're going to your family, you know, you're gonna go play football outside, you're gonna play basketball outside. You know, and that's kind of the advantage of Spain, is that most of the time you have good weather, so you can do these things. You know, in Poland, obviously the winter comes, even like the springtime, it's raining here all the time. You know, and when it's raining, you're not gonna be outside so much, you know, because it's cold, it's raining. The only good months that you have here in Poland are like, I would say July and August, and maybe September. September is really nice. But then after September, again, the rain comes. You know, October, November, it gets cold. And then it's just shit. So like, if I were to live in Poland, I would live in Poland for those 3 months. And yeah, I wouldn't stay here for much longer. Yeah, I'm just trying to find, I'm not sure where exactly I'm going. Or maybe I go back to the park. Yeah, I was just gonna take a little walk because right now I'm not really with any family, because my family's in the US. Also, my grandma's like in another town, and with her I don't really have a good connection. So I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna go visit her in a couple days, but not for Christmas, because I'm sure they probably have some family over. And with them it's a little bit weird because they're very like religious and traditional, and just like you have to be a certain way with them, and I don't want to put myself through that. You know, and my girlfriend, my baby are in Germany with their parents, and I was gonna go there, but something happened with flights, and now I'm kind of stuck here. But the good thing is that that I'm living with a couple guys. You know, there's a Moroccan guy, there's 2 Indian guys, and now some of their friends came over, and they're cooking some Indian food. So in about an hour, it's probably gonna be ready, and I'm gonna go back, chill with them. We're gonna eat a little bit, chat it up. Yeah, man, it's fucking weird with family, and how, you know, each member of the family has a different idea of life, you know, and sometimes you don't fit into their box, and then yeah, you can feel guilty for that. I don't know if you feel guilt, like, because like maybe your family is different than you and you want them to accept you, but at some point I guess you just gotta be like, no man, like this is what I do, this is the way I am, you know, I don't need to fit into anybody's box. Yeah, I mean, bro, I feel it now sometimes, you know, but for me it's more like now I do me. Just to feel, yeah, now you do you, bro, and that's cool. That's really nice that you got to that point where you're just able to do you, and yeah, it doesn't matter what other people think. And that's cool, because when I met you, I saw that you were like vlogging, you know, out in public, and to me that was like a little bit weird, because it feels like you feel a lot of anxiety, people watch you and you think that people are judging you, but honestly it's just you judging yourself. So once you let go of that, it becomes much easier. But I feel guilt because in my family, you know, like, yeah, but yeah, in my family, like, we don't really have a good connection. You know, me and my mom don't have a good connection. Me and my dad is like an alcoholic. I don't talk to him. I've seen him like a couple times since the last 14 years. It's only been 2 times I've seen him in the last 14 years, but I don't really connect with my father. Also, he kind of like, his life is just about drinking, right? He doesn't care about anything else. And then my grandparents, I would say that I care about them, but I just don't have a good relationship with them. And then I feel guilt because I feel like I'm the one who's supposed to build that relationship and make it better. But the thing that I realized is that it's not my responsibility, you know? It's not my responsibility to fix the relationships with my parents or with my grandparents, you know? Like, they made a choice long ago of how they want to relate to me and my siblings. And all the times they didn't call us, all the times they didn't, I don't know, send us gifts, all the times that yeah, they didn't think of us, you know, that eventually adds up, and it ruins the relationship, you know. And then, yeah, us, the young people, feel guilty because we think, oh, other people have such a good relationship with their parents or their grandparents or whoever, and look at me, I have such a shitty relationship, and you put blame on yourself because of that. Running away from this and traveling is your therapy. Hey man, that's another reason why I'm here, right? Because I want to see if I can get a little bit closer to my grandparents, because, you know, they're older and they're gonna die eventually. So I mean, I've been to visit them a couple times, and we're okay. But yeah, I just want to stop by sometimes, say hi, have a little conversation. But I know that I shouldn't feel guilty because we don't really, meet or have events together or do things together. And then I don't think it's my responsibility. I think the only responsibility I have right now as a person is my own family, which is my girlfriend and my daughter, right? And that's what I need to make really good, and I need to put time and effort into that. And if I make that relationship good and I have a little bit more space, then I can fix whatever relationships are broken in my life, right? Because I think, yeah, if the people closest to you, like, my girlfriend and my baby, if I don't have a good relationship with them, all my other relationships are probably going to be shit. So yeah, that's my way of thinking. Honestly, man, I don't really travel so much anymore. Like, the reason I've been traveling from place to place in the past couple of years is because of my girlfriend. I would have just stayed in Poland and done everything here, and I would have like started my life here. But yeah, she wanted to go to Spain, because that's where she was born. And I agreed, and I was like, okay, whatever, let's go to Spain. You want to go to Spain? And I went with her. You said everyone has broken relationships, so it's the ones that are important to you, and focus on them. Yeah, I mean, that's very simply said, man. Yeah, everybody has broken relationships. It's gonna happen. And yeah, just really focus on the things that are important to you, the people that are important to you. And oh, those are nice lights up there. Oh, you can see that? Probably not. But yeah, there is not enough space, to like have everybody in your life. You don't have so much space to fit everybody in. Like, man, there's a lot of people in everybody's life. Like, you got your mom, you got your dad, you got your siblings, you got your cousins, you got your grandparents, you got your friends. And like, how the hell are you supposed to make every relationship good? And that's why, like what you just said, it's really important to just focus on the people that are important to you, because you don't have like unlimited energy as a human being to give to everybody and to maintain every single relationship. I think the most amount of relationships is like maybe five people you can fit into your life and keep those relationships really good. Maybe 10, like the other 5, just like check up on them sometimes, but like 5, yeah, 5 is like enough. 5 is enough. Yeah, doesn't matter the number. I don't know, man. To me, I think it's important, because it's like, I feel like the more people, 1 to 20, and then if you're talking about women, then maybe, yeah, you can have 1 to 20. But if it's like really important people in your life, and relationships that you wanna really like make good, then for me the maximum is 5, and that would be like my brother, probably my sister, my little brother, so 3, and then my obviously my girlfriend and my daughter, and then would come my parents, right? And then probably grandparents or cousins, and then friends. But yeah, I think to maintain a good relationship with someone, you have to constantly put in effort. You know, when it's their birthday, call them up, talk to them, invite them somewhere. You know, like, or at least like once a week or every couple of weeks, you know, give them a call, have a little conversation, check up on them. Sometimes send them a gift. Maybe go visit them like when you can. You know, and if I had like 10 people that I needed to do that with, like, man, that would be really, really difficult. And even now it's really hard, you know. Even with my girlfriend too, like when you have a child, you know, all your energy goes into the child. And so like a little bit is left over, and that little bit goes to my girlfriend, right? And then anybody else, like, they just get basically the crumbs. So yeah, and it's really hard to maintain your relationship. Like there's a lot of things you need to do, man. Girls require a lot of maintenance, and if you don't give them that, man, like, they're not gonna be happy. And when they're not happy, you're not gonna be happy. You know, and that's gonna really affect you. And yeah, life is not easy, man. Life is fucking suffering, and you just have to like adapt and be really resilient, man. You gotta be like a chameleon. Yeah, girls and kids, man. Girls and kids. I mean, do you want to have any kids? I'm curious, man. I'm sure you want to have at least five nice little kids running around your house, man. At least 10. Okay, 10. Sorry. Let me take a sip of tea. I'm cold, man. This tripod here for a little. Oh shit! It's freezing, man. And yeah, I think it's really important to have kids. I mean, they just bring so much joy into your life. Whoa, that's a lot, bro. Oh my god. Well, man, I don't know what happened in that family, but that's pretty wild. 5 kids and nobody talks to each other. How the fuck? And so I think you traveled to run away. Yeah, I mean, that's fucked up, bro. I'm sure that you probably had it really tough. But I'm happy that you came out of it, you know, and you're not some fucking insane person. And that you're actually doing good for yourself, you know, that you have some passions. Yeah, not a lunatic, because I guess a lot of people in those type of scenarios, they just end up, man, in like really, really bad places. You know, those people just become like psychotic, to get into drugs or whatever. And I'm sure you had your phases. Man, it's okay, bro. I get it. It's Christmas, man. You gotta let it all out. Santa Claus is coming. He's gonna heal all of us. Yeah, vodka, brother. Oh man, it's tea. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little bit of see, that's tea. No alcohol for me. I haven't touched that shit for a long time. Wine sometimes, but continue. I gotta go back and get my food now, because Indian friends are probably already chowing down, man. They're gonna eat all the biryani. But yeah, I get it, man. I mean, I also grew up in a fucking tough home, man. Like I don't have like many memories of my mom and my dad. You know, all the things are just like that that I have memories of are sad moments. You know, sad moments or heavy things that happened when I was young. You know, because my mom, she was always going out with friends, partying and shit, and there was always chaos, like at the house. You know, there was people, over drunk people, all this bullshit. And then my dad, he would always go to the bar, spend all his money, come home drunk, do stupid shit, fight with my mom. You know, and that was like the house that I grew up in. I think the only fond memories I have of my childhood is like being at my grandma's, you know, and that was like a little bit less insane. You know, my grandfather was also very like strict and an asshole, or he still is, but it was better than home. You know, it's a broken family, man. But I don't know why. You know, I guess me, my brother, and my sister, we stayed together somehow. And I mean, we don't talk so much, but like sometimes we'd call each other. And maybe when they come here or I come to the US, obviously we do stuff. And I know that we care deeply about each other. And I think the reason why maybe we have this, you know, or why I have this with my siblings and maybe you don't, is because the three of us went through like a really traumatic experience of leaving Poland and coming to like a new country, right? Coming to the US, just the three of us and my mom, and that I think created like some really deep bond for us three. We don't really have that with our like half brother. I mean, we love him and everything, we care about him, but I think that experience like just bonded us in some way. That yeah, we just feel like there's some really deep connection underneath everything, even though that we don't talk so much. I mean, with my brother, I call him like every week, and we have like really interesting conversations. We never used to do that, but I think, yeah, we just started calling each other more often, talking about life more, sharing, you know, what's happening in our lives, and we kind of opened up. Yeah, that's weird, man. See, that's really weird, that when it's like the half brother, there's like something weird, right? Because, and I think that has to do with like obviously the different parent, right? Because you're not really probably close to the other parent, so that creates kind of like a cut between you and your half brother. And yeah, man, we have the same thing. Like I know that for my older brother, he doesn't really like my half brother so much. Like they get into arguments often when they're together, you know, and I can override that, and I can just accept the fact that yeah, my half brother is a little bit different than us, but I still love him and I accept him. But I guess for my older brother it's a little harder. I don't know why. And yeah, for my sister, like they have a pretty good relationship. And yeah, I mean, do you know why that is? Like why the connection just sucks between you and your half brother? Lived life together. Yeah. Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, man. Sad but true. That's just the fucking reality of it. You know, and I think that's again the responsibility of the parents in some way. I guess also it's like nature doing its part, you know, and you just can't control that. But still, I think as a parent, you have a responsibility, right, to raise your kids in the right environment, and also with the right mentality, you know, and to create just like a good bond between the siblings for them, just good feeling in the house, you know. Like your responsibility is to give them that space where they feel safe, where they feel like they can be anyone, do anything, and also where they feel like connected to each other. And I think just some parents are irresponsible, man, and they get into drugs, they fuck around, they forget that they have this like huge responsibility of raising a child, you know, or raising multiple children. And then yeah, it just turns into a mess, man. It turns into a mess. And then as you grow up, you know, like a lot of that shit comes out and it starts to affect you in your daily life. And then you develop like coping mechanisms. And I think for us, you know, it's like traveling because we never really felt safe at home, because maybe there was always chaos. I don't know how it was for you, but for me, I know there was always chaos. So I never really felt safe at home, you know, and I always felt like running away. I felt like always going somewhere different. And if I stayed in a place for too long, like I just need to leave, you know, like I needed to go somewhere else, because I started to feel that uneasiness. And I think a lot of that comes from how I was raised. And yeah, I mean, man, who else to blame but my parents? Well, they're the ones that were responsible for creating a safe home for me and my siblings, and they didn't really do a good job. Yeah, but again, I don't think it's boredom, man. I don't think it's boredom, because that doesn't make sense, you know. Like every place, you can be entertained and you can have things to do. You can find things to do, man. You can get involved, and in one place I think will be enough. So I think that comes from some deep thing that was ingrained in your childhood, you know. And yeah, again, for me, I feel like it's the feeling of like not feeling safe, not having a home. Yeah, but I'm not like a psychologist or anything, but yeah, that's kind of all I can say about it, is that for me it's always, yeah, the reason why I leave, it's not because I get bored, it's because I feel this anxious feeling inside. If I've stayed in a place for too long, you know, and if I start to build some relationships, I'm like, okay, now it's time to go, you know, and that's really messed up, because I think when you start to build relationships, when you start to do things, when you start to like a place, you know, you should feel happy, you should feel safe, you shouldn't have this anxiety, and you shouldn't feel like this feeling of running away. You should be like, oh, this is this is good, you know. I feel happy, I have friends, I have activities, I want to stay here for longer. But for me, it's never really been like that. We're across the street. Yeah, man, it's real cold now. So I'm almost home. I'm gonna go eat some biryani. Yep. Abandonment. Yeah, abandonment issues. I mean, that's basically what it is, man. It's like your parents don't really abandon. I mean, they're still there, but psychologically they abandon you, right? And yeah, a kid can feel that, man. A kid can feel that, and that really affects the kid as he grows and creates this really weird feeling of not feeling at home anywhere. And I think the thing that you say with boredom, the boredom is just like a mask. You know, you tell yourself, I'm getting bored. You know, or you make excuses. Oh, this is getting boring. I need like a new place. But underneath it, it's this abandonment. No, it's not that. You know, like forming new relationships. I'm okay, man. I can make friends. I can make friends really easily. It's just once I make friends and I start to build a life somewhere, I begin to feel this feeling like this is not right, you know? Like this is not supposed to happen. And again, I think that comes from the childhood, because I never really had a stable childhood. And I think for us humans, we tend to kind of replicate what we've been taught, you know, and what is familiar to us. So if I grew up in a really chaotic, unstable home, you know, once I start to build stability and familiarity and safety, that's not my normal state. You know, so my brain is like, there's something wrong, you know, like this is not normal. And so it starts to get anxious because it has never experienced that type of those type of feelings or that type of reality before, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I hope that made sense. And they call this in psychology like homeostasis or something. Like it's basically when like what's normal to you is like I don't know how to describe it. Yeah, I don't know how to describe it actually. Or go through stuff. Yeah, definitely. But I think we can make our life better, right? By noticing the stuff that we're going through, noticing patterns. And I think I am a really aware person, and I notice like my behaviors and everything, you know. I'm really aware, and that's why I have like anxiety a lot, because I can feel and see my movements and my behaviors and my patterns and the things that I do. You know, and I think it's really important to be aware of how you're repeating things and the way that that's creating your reality. And once you start noticing that, then you can slowly start to shift it. Damn, man, we got deep on some topics. I didn't expect this live stream to be like that, man. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna show you a little bit of this and talk about Krakow and what's happening. And then this guy enters my chat and starts to tell me all about about all this stuff, man. All about all this interesting stuff. Molded by up to us to correct it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, we have to correct it, you know. But the only thing is, like, how do we know what is the right reality, you know, or what is the right way to live? Because there's just so many versions of living life. Like, bro, you can be a pimp if you want, you know, you can have like 10 wives if you want, or you can commit to one single girl and have a family, or you can be gay, man, and, you know, date fuck some guy, or you can, I don't know, have a relationship with a guy and a girl and adopt some kids, or you can be single, or you can be atheist, or you can be Catholic. And there's just like so many ways to live life, you know. So you really have to be yeah, you really have to know what you want, because if you want to create like, yeah, if you want to create a reality that you enjoy living in, then you have to know what reality you want to live in first before you can create it. Yeah, that's good too. Your moral compass. And yeah, I think that kind of comes from inside, no? I mean, I think that we're maybe just born with a compass that is guiding us in some direction. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. You see that, man? I got snow on my eyes, on my eyelashes. You too, man. You're a really good man. Yeah, brother. Thank you for tuning in, man. You were the only person that commented a bunch of times, bro, which is cool. It's nice to see how this works. So, man, I'm gonna go get back inside. I appreciate you tuning in, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna maybe do another stream sometime, but probably maybe with a better camera, because this, I don't know how the quality is. But yeah, brother, see you in the next one. Yeah, you have a good time in Dublin. Enjoy the weather, bro. Peace.